Hi, folks. Hello. This is Kim Reads Urantia. Nice to see you today. And today we're going to read from the Urantia book, of course. But first, I got Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey. Okay, and today is July 13th. And happy 22nd birthday to my wonderful son, Lincoln. Happy birthday, Lincoln. He's sleeping in right now, but we're going to have fun later, I think. Okay, this is a Zoroastrian prayer. Dear Ahura Mazda, I begin this day with your holy name. Help me to spend it usefully. That's a good prayer for me today because I got a lot of stuff to do today. Okay, very nice. Help me to spend my time wisely. I have a serious issue with that. I have a serious problem. I'm a horrible procrastinator and I'm not organized at all. And yeah, okay, a lot of stuff going on. And I'm feeling more of that time pressure, so I'm having coffee. There's always time for coffee. I don't know. All right, okay, I'm going to read to you. Okay, this is paper 11, The Eternal Isle of Paradise. And we're talking about section 8, Paradise Gravity. Okay, this stuff is so, it's so hard to get to fathom. Okay, I'm just going to start. The inescapable pull of gravity effectively grips all the worlds of all the universes of all space. Gravity is the all-powerful grasp of the physical presence of paradise. I've felt that gravity is a special kind of a force. It has a basis in something. Yeah, it's everything is attracted to the source. Now, I know that Einstein was trying to equate gravity and electromagnetism, but I feel like electromagnetism is fundamentally different because that has to do with how we're attracted to each other and isn't controlled by source. That would have to do more with like more akin to like spirit attraction, spirit forces or something, rather than gravity. Gravity is the pull of the source. Okay, it's bringing us home. Okay, gravity is the omnipotent strand on which are strung the gleaming stars, blazing suns, and whirling spheres which constitute the universal physical adornment of the eternal God, who is all things, fills all things, and in whom all things consist. That's beautiful. Gravity is the omnipotent strand, which are the stars are hung on this strand of gravity. Okay, the center and focal point of absolute material gravity is the Isle of Paradise, complemented by the dark gravity bodies encircling Havona and equilibrated by the upper and nether space reservoirs. All known emanations of nether paradise invariably and unerringly respond to the central gravity pull operating upon the endless circuits of the elliptical space levels of the master universe. Every known form of cosmic reality has the bend of the ages, the trend of the circle, the swing of the great ellipse. I feel like that's almost like poetry. All known emanations of nether paradise invariably and unerringly respond to the central gravity pull. Okay. Right. Elliptical space levels of the master universe. So that's the far flung outside the grand universe. Okay. Okay, when we talk about emanations of nether paradise, I think we're talking about physical gravity. Physical objects being pulled by this. Space is non-responsive to gravity, but it acts as an equilibrant on gravity. So empty space equilibrates gravity. Without the space cushion, explosive action would jerk surrounding space bodies. Okay, so space is a cushion, right? And we talked about how space is actually bent, curved by high gravity pull, right? Pervaded space also exerts an anti-gravity influence upon physical or linear gravity. Space can actually neutralize such gravity action, even though it cannot delay it. I don't know what this means. Okay. Pervaded space exerts an anti-gravity influence upon physical or linear gravity. Okay, does that mean that the gravity is canceled or that it's reversed? Those are different things. What does anti-gravity mean? I think it just means that it's canceled. Space can actually neutralize, because it says neutralize, such gravity action, even though it cannot delay it. Absolute gravity is paradise gravity. Local or linear gravity pertains to the electrical stage of energy or matter. It operates within the central, super, and outer universes, wherever suitable materialization has taken place. So here I see that here local or linear gravity pertains to the electrical stage of energy or matter. So it is related to electromagnetism. So small scale gravity is probably influenced by electromagnetism on the small scale. It operates within the central, super, and outer universes. Okay, so as opposed to local gravity is absolute gravity is paradise gravity. Okay, that's big picture, big. But here the small scale gravity is influenced by these other things. Okay, let's roll. Let's keep going. Okay. The numerous forms of cosmic force, physical energy, universe power, and various materializations disclose three general, though not perfectly clear-cut, stages of response to paradise gravity. Right. So there's 3 general, though not perfectly clear-cut, stages of response to gravity, to paradise gravity. Right? To paradise gravity. Okay. 1, pre-gravity stages, force. This is the first step in the individuation of space potency into the pre-energy forms of cosmic force. This state is analogous to the concept of the primordial force charge of space, sometimes called pure energy or segregata. Force. Okay. Well, I'm thinking here, okay, here we've got, I'm looking ahead a little bit. I've got force, energy, and power. And I know those are physical terms. Guys, I sucked at physics. I was a chemist and a biologist. I didn't gravitate toward physics. Okay, stop. Okay. But I know that their successive terms here are force, and energy is composed of force or potential force, because there's potential. Oh, God. Okay. Let me look this up quick. Okay, so I'm going to see what I know. What force is matter times acceleration, mass times acceleration. Okay, I'm looking at energy. Okay, so the physical definition of energy. Oh, for heaven's sake, just give me something. Energy is what? Kinetic energy. There's kinetic energy and potential energy. But isn't there an equation or something? Oh, goodness sakes. Because there's different kinds of energy. There's heat energy. Yeah. Kinetic energy. Derivatives from other quantities. There's the... All right. 1/2 mass times volume squared. Something like that. I don't know. So it doesn't really... Okay. But then power is something else. Kinetic energy is 1/2 mass v squared. Velocity. That's not volume, that's velocity. Mass times the velocity squared. We're talking about physics here, not chemistry, okay, right? All right, and then there's power, mass times the velocity squared. Okay, and then there's power. So power is work. Oh, work is what I was talking about. So, right. So, and then work is part of whatever, but these are all equations. Power is work over the time, but then work is a whole nother thing. So what is work? Work has to do with something else. The work equation is force times displacement. So work is a function of force. And then power is a function of work. And then energy is a little different. Okay, so now you've had your little physics lesson. Okay, I know you're thrilled. Okay, I'm going to keep reading though. Anyway, right. So I'm just saying that these are all physical terms that are related. So there's a stage of right, force. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to keep reading. I don't know. Okay, gravity stages, energy. This modification of the force charge of space is produced by the action of the Paradise Force organizers. Okay, so there's beings here that are manipulating this raw force into lines of energy. It signalizes the appearance of energy systems responsive to the pull of Paradise gravity. This emergent energy is originally neutral, but consequent upon further metamorphosis will exhibit the so-called negative and positive qualities. We designate these stages ultimata. Okay, so force is a neutral thing, it's a raw thing, but here energy is something that is sorted kind of out and designated positive or negative. It's originally neutral, but then here these Paradise Force organizers work on it and make it positive and negative. Okay. And then there's post-gravity stages. Universe power. In this stage, energy matter discloses response to the control of linear gravity. Okay, so this is... Okay, see, and you know, it's so weird because you think of, okay, gravity is just ubiquitous. It's just inherent in everything. But they actually work on it through these 3 stages to make this happen. Okay, so it just blows me away. It's just, yeah, okay, so this is, okay, hair, all right. What's... Okay. In this stage, energy matter discloses response to the control of linear gravity. In the central universe, these physical systems are threefold organizations known as triada. Okay, they are the superpower mother systems of the creations of time and space. The physical systems of the super universes are mobilized by the universe power directors and their associates. These material organizations are dual in constitution and are known as gravita. The dark gravity bodies encircling Havona are neither triata or gravita, and their drawing power discloses both forms of physical gravity, linear and absolute. Okay, so there are threefold organizations known as triata. Okay. Okay, so another thing I'm seeing here is that here in the first stage, there's just force. Here in the second stage, the gravity stages, the energy or the force is responsive to Paradise gravity. In the last stage, it's responsible to both Paradise gravity and local gravity, and they're called triata. They are the superpower mother systems of the creations of time and space. So those are systems. Okay, and there's people working on these. The universe power directors and their associates mobilize these physical systems. Okay, so when they're fully developed here, are dual in constitution. If they're dual in constitution, must be positive and negative. There must be a response, force response. Everything has equal and opposite response. So their dual in constitution are known as gravita. Okay, in the central universe, so in Havona, they are threefold. So there's this physical gravity in Havona, and that's known as triata. And in Havona, they are the mother systems there of these other things that are dual organizations known as gravita. The dark gravity bodies encircling Havona are neither triata or gravita. But then what the heck are they? They're dark gravity bodies. And their drawing power discloses both forms of physical gravity, linear and absolute. Okay, because I don't know, you guys don't know that much about the dark gravity bodies, but this is like, see, and I don't know. Somebody was, there's big dark gravity bodies surrounding Havona, and I think this is like a batch of black holes that clears out anything that doesn't belong in heaven is attracted to these things. What, I don't know what else it could be. These, because they're gravity bodies, they have to have big pulse, so I think they're like black holes surrounding heaven or hiding heaven inside of those. Maybe that's a test we go through if our constitution is at all physical. When we're approaching heaven, we'll be coming in here trying to get to God, trying to get to heaven. But if we're physically bound at all, then that physical part of us is going to hook into dark gravity bodies and pull us into like that. So we have to let go of everything physical before we get to heaven. But heaven has this other kind of gravity, this triata. In the central universe, these physical systems are threefold organizations known as triata. Okay, we're going to keep going. All right. I don't know what to do, but keep going. All right. Space potency is not subject to the interactions of any form of gravitation. This primal endowment of paradise is not an actual level of reality, but it is ancestral to all relative functional non-spirit realities, all manifestations of force energy, and the organization of power and matter. Space potency is a term difficult to define. It does not mean that which is ancestral to space. It means its meaning should convey the idea of the potencies and potentials existent within space. It may be roughly conceived to include all those absolute influences and potentials which emanate from paradise and constitute the space presence of the unqualified absolute. Okay, I don't even know. Okay, so there's space potency is not subject to gravitation. It's a difficult term to define. Why bother then? I don't know. Okay, but we're trying to define it. This is a primal space potency is an endowment of paradise. Okay, so it's an ancestral space potency is ancestral to all manifestations. So there could be space there, but maybe not, because it's space potency. Its meaning should convey the idea of the potencies, right, and potential's existence within space. Okay. So it could be an electron or not in appearing in this space, right? Something like that, or a quark. Okay, or there could be space there, or there might not be space there. Okay, so unqualified absolute. When the unqualified absolute is at work, then that means potentials. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Paradise is the absolute source and the eternal focal point of all energy matter in the universe of universes. Got it. The unqualified absolute is the revealer, regulator, and repository of that which has paradise as its source and origin. The universal presence of the unqualified absolute seems to be equivalent to the concept of a potential infinity of gravity extension. Okay, seems to be an equivalent to the concept of a potential infinity of gravity extension. Okay, so it's potential. The unqualified absolute is all about potential. An elastic tension of paradise presence. That's the unqualified absolute. This concept aids us in grasping the fact that everything is drawn inward toward paradise. The illustration is crude, but nonetheless helpful. Okay, so it's like a rubber band here. All right, so it goes outward here, and it also explains why gravity always acts preferentially in the plane perpendicular to the mass. Really, a phenomenon indicative of the differential dimensions of paradise and the surrounding creations. I didn't know. I always thought that, okay, so everything has a center of gravity and that everything is pulled in from all the different directions. But here it says that gravity acts preferentially to the plane perpendicular to the mass. How can mass have a plane? But okay, so, but we're talking about here reality, the shape of reality is actually disc-like, it's flat. So here, when we're talking about this on a large scale, okay, so we have a mass here that's like this, a gravity, a universe or a galaxy that's a disc like here. So that means that here, from here, something out here would be more attracted to the center than something out here would, because something out here would probably be attracted to go around it or something. I don't know. Okay, phenomenon indicative of the differential dimensions of paradise and the surrounding creations. Right, because it's not just, it's so weird because it's not like I want it to be like what's more perfect than like a perfect sphere, but it's not. It's got differential dimensions and stuff. Okay, but okay, whatever. It's good. Yeah. Well, that just makes sense then. But even accounting for, because if something out here, all this stuff here is in the way, here's all the stuff, all the galaxies are out here because it's flat. If something's out here and it's trying to come toward here, it's got all this other stuff to go through and be attracted to, see? Rather than if it's up here, there's pretty much nothing up here, well, then it just plunks down. I don't know. To me, that's kind of dumb. But there's probably other stuff working in that I don't know. I don't understand. Of course, there always is. So anyway, I'm going to leave you there. Okay. I guess we'll see you next time. We're almost done with this paper. We've got one more section of this paper. Then we're on to something hopefully easier. So then we've got, the uniqueness of paradise. And then we're on to talking about Havona, the universe of universes. Maybe it'll be easier. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Love you. Okay. Bye.